Alright, welcome back everyone. Here we are through day 4 of our Magic Shop mini dollhouse build. I'm just going to leave these guys glued to the board until I actually use them. They did turn out, the candles did turn out pretty good. They seem stable enough so far. And there's our little basket of scrolls. But here's all our other things. And here's our coins. You got a quarter, a euro, and a British penny. So you can sort of get a scale of the size we're dealing with. These are teeny tiny little things. So it's a challenge, but it's also sort of, I'm enjoying the challenge of it. It's sort of, I'm not used to doing teeny tiny stuff like this. But if you're new here, this is what I do. I buy these kits and build them step by step, mostly in real time. You get to see all my successes and all my failures and how I hopefully fix those inevitable failures as they come up. Upload daily and just trying to have a good time. We're not solving the world's problems, we're just building silly little models and having a bit of fun. If you see any kits or builds or sets you want me to take a shot at, feel free to drop in the comments. I'm always looking to add onto my list, and I've got the most intelligent audience on YouTube because y'all provide me with nothing but the best options. And for some reason I had a scrap piece of paper in my top box of tiny pieces. So let's set that aside and we'll get going on today's build. If all goes well tonight, we will actually have a room with walls before it's all said and done. But that's the next step. One pre-made piece, and then we get to make a. Did I not? I didn't cut out. I didn't pull out the wand boxes. Okay, the wrappers. Get these guys all organized by color here. There's on the green and the black. There's one bigger one of each of those, so I'm going to set them up off to the side there. Well, I guess there was on the blue, the gray one, but somehow can't believe I forgot that. I think they should pop off fairly easily if I can find the right sheet. Okay, it's not. We're not even wrapping them; they're just sticking labels on the front, so that won't be too bad. It's actually going to speed me up quite a bit. I thought we were going to wrap the whole boxes like we made our little boxes yesterday. So yeah, I'm not dreading that near as much now. Okay, but let's see here. I guess the first thing we can do is make a couple of scrolls, and they will go on top here. So let's go ahead and get that out of the way so we can do some construction. And get my handy dandy little round bit there, just get a little curve going in my scroll. Easier to pick up and manipulate. Especially if you don't get it crooked like I just did. Alright. They say put a piece of wire in the middle, but so far I'm finding you just get it starting over. Goes up pretty quickly and actually maintains its shape pretty good without the glue. Now that's the best one I've done out of all of these, so I'm not expecting this one to go as well. No, it's not going to follow through. Like I said, that first one was just being cooperative. You can do it, man. Roll between the fingers, sort of round them out a little bit. Like I say, those go on our. We'll make sure we get them sort of hanging off the front side because it's usually backed up against the wall. And I forgot to get my. Been using my super glue nozzle. I think I'm really. I told somebody in the comments, I can't believe I've had these things sitting around for several months now and never even thought about using them on this side of on this channel. They just make life so much easier. Hard part's getting the glue out there the first time, especially the thick stuff. I think these are more designed for the thin super glue, which I've got some of that, but I'm scared it'll might be a little too runny. These guys are supposed to just sort of go on our table here. And we'll get this one, get the seam down in the glue, so we'll get a little help on that. And like I said, make sure we're clear on the back side. Here over the front, because I'm assuming we're going to put the back up against a wall or something, so we need to make sure it doesn't, it will go flush. But once again, their scale in the picture looks a good bit different than this one. And I'm seeing that, I got that one dead on the top there, so let me see. This might be asking for trouble. See if I can't get a drop of glue in on that seam on that top. Just to make sure it stays rolled that way. Okay. I think that'll work. And now I'm going to harvest some wand labels. I don't know how I missed these. But, they'll probably pop off. Let's see, I need 64 and 62 for the green one. So 64. Okay, I don't think it matters which label you put on which box. It looks like they're all sort of, as long as you put the big ones on the big boxes, you can mix and match the colors. It looks like they went random with them. So that set. So one. Let's see here. Kind of. I think. Like 65 is definitely one of the big ones. Let's knock that out. The instructions are a little vague on the pieces you're pulling. Sort of a bunch of numbers everywhere. And 63. No. Okay, so 64 goes on the green one, and that's a small one. No. Okay, so maybe it's this one. Didn't seem like you need that small of a label for the big box, but okay. I think I'll just, okay, see how many of these I got. 4, 5, and 5, so 14 more, because these are for us bigger ones. So it's 8, 5, 13, so there's plenty of them. Looks like, okay, so 61. It's confusing. 62. Because I'll say these. Okay, so this is 61. This is 62. And these are 63, I guess. I say they're not labeled the best, but I think I'm just going to take 14 of them off randomly. I don't think that one was perforated. Yeah, those aren't perforated. Okay, there are 14 of them. Okay. They're actually perforated and ready to go. So that's don't know why they got the non-perforated ones on there. Okay. And okay, a couple of them here. Okay. Well, that's not going to work. Definitely going to be using my tweezers for. Okay. To apply those. Blade situated back on my knife. Okay. Piece of wood. Okay. Keeping those guys separated. Oh, not important. Guys all over there. Not on that. Okay. Now, do a little, hopefully, assembly line. I'm thinking no more than 3 at a time, just for, I don't think I'm going to be fast enough to do anything more than that. Bigger ones. And supposedly the black one gets the longer label. Yeah. Too late, it's going to be crooked. Okay. Now, these 3 up. Those are the gray ones. Get. Yeah. I can't even get the labels to turn right side up, so I'm not gonna. There where I can grab you. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna, like I said, I'm just gonna mix and match the labels, just randomly. Whichever one comes up goes on whichever one I've got in front of me. This is one of the things that I would fast forward through for you, but there's such a good possibility of me goofing this up. Like I did on that first one. See how we do. Okay. Let's bring out the other pair of tweezers and hold this down while go. Okay. Okay. Not bad. Move that off to the side. batch of victims in. Alright. Way too much glue on you. Glue on the tweezers. Glue down, glue down. Okay. Okay. Oh, should we get messed with the method. I didn't pick up my labels first. I haven't checked. I think I'm in as close as I can get. Yeah. Moving right along. Set these guys up first. Again. Irritating. Okay, put that on first. Okay. Nice, stressful. But they seem to be coming out pretty okay in my book. Let's go back to not holding them down with the glue-in part. Seems to be an issue. Okay, issue for this one too, so. Actually, I would glue on this tweezers before I grab it. Alright. Okay. Not going as fast as I'd like, but I think we're still going to be in good shape. Maybe not. We'll find out. Maybe the tweezers is the problem. Try these first. Alright. Now, so that's all our wand box is done. Go ahead and consolidate them. Okay. Now let's see which ones go. We're supposed to put a couple of them on the top of our little dealio here. Which ones go there? A gray one. Black one. Wait. Small black one. And small green one. Okay. So those are supposed to get sort of stacked along here, it looks like. Okay, so black one gonna go on first, I think. That's the to match their picture. Goes right here next to rolls. So we're supposed to sort of be leaning over against them. And the gray one, same thing, sort of leaning against the black one. Not very much leaning, but still. And then the green one sort of goes on top of our scrolls here. Okay, so that sort of situation going on. Set you aside. Set aside all our wand boxes here. And I'm going to take a 5-minute break and try and decide if we've got time to get done with all this stuff. So I'll be right back. Alright, that was slightly more than 5 minutes, but I think I'm going to go for it now. So there's our floor and our walls. And a couple more pieces of walls. There's a bookcase. shelf, ladder, and tons of tiny little pieces. Okay, so first thing I'm going to do is find me a piece of mount my, this is our back cover for our bookcase here. So not gonna take much. I'm thinking 3 dots on a side. One of the things I probably should use the B7000 on. Pressure there. Okay. That's not too bad. Full situation situated. And nothing actually goes on the top of that, so don't have to do any of that. But it's fine. Got a moth in here with me. I hear something flipping around. Okay, so this guy goes up here on the top shelf, and I think it has the potential to be the most challenging bit. Supposed to. I think this one. They didn't score this one. Okay. I was working under the assumption they had scored it. Okay. So let's do that. Yeah, I've definitely got something in here with me. Okay, so you just over like that. I don't understand how we're keeping this one, unless they mean for that little. Okay, I guess we're supposed to score that little tab. Yeah, I can see a line there now. Is that supposed to go down too? Yeah. No, I think just this one. Okay. One more little bitty score to make here. And that's what's going to hold our corner in place, I think. Here. Okay. So, that one in and down, and then we glue that corner together. Okay, so not looking forward to this. Let's go for it. Okay, I was talking about that thin glue. I think this may be a prime opportunity to try it out. What's this? There's more so really, you see, it just really watery consistency. Ooh, and it goes everywhere, so let's not do that. No control at all. So I did manage to only hit on my... Maybe I should look for a thicker version of super glue. Okay. So over. And together. And get my finger. Okay. A little pressure there for a few seconds, maybe. Okay. Believe that's gonna hold. And then, I did want glue on there, but not like that. That's tough. Very sticky very quickly. Yeah. I think I'm going to classify that as a dangerous substance for me. Because that's definitely something that would cause me some trouble. Although it did seem to solidify our cornering for us. So that's supposed to go in up against that wall, that side there. Drop in there. Get it to cooperate with me here. In there. And start. Nowhere to get any pressure on it, so I'm just gonna let gravity do its thing over here to the side while I work on some other things. Okay, so just gonna swap back and forth, it looks like, is my plan. So I'm gonna put us a wand box on the edge here. Oh, let me clean this off. Yeah, clean it off a little bit, maybe that'll help me see. So, wand box there, and mount a screw on that side. And the gray ones. So then stand up a few seconds, make sure it's good. Seems to be. This orange bead goes on our screw, it says. Thread on, I hope so. That would make life so much easier. Should have done this before I put the wand on there. It cracked a little bit, so let's just drop some down. I think that went inside. Looks like it. But that's that. Oh no, we got. Okay. We're still going. Okay, need. Oh, we gotta make some books, but black wand box goes on top of the gray one. Okay, this is the back evidently, so this is we're supposed to sand it up vertically so we can see it from there. Okay. Purple from there. So that. Now, okay, so set you aside. Got a bookcase over there, so I guess I'm going to have to break down and make some tiny pieces now. Okay. I'm going to start off with our wand, I think. Just another one of our long funnel guys. Make me a hook here. And somehow we're supposed to be wrapping that around. I don't think that's going to be cooperating. Let's see if I can. Okay. It's in the middle working. Have some sort of gathered up at the top. So let's see if they'll. Okay. I think I'm going to be satisfied with that. Get off the excess here. And then the funnel and the blue one goes in the top here. Whoop. Well, I think I don't have an awful lot of luck with this super glue here lately, so I'm going to push it even further. Nice little cup for it to okay. Crooked, but I don't hate that. Now, other side. See. Okay. I got this one on top of that. So let me grab. Maybe with the B7. Yeah, there's a big opening here, so I'm going to go with the B7000. I'm going to go back to I'm going to maybe do. I think this is a good idea. Dab on there. Get you. I thought it might rise up in the middle, but it didn't. Put up my liquid glue. And dab on top. And I can't do do that needle trick again. Go down to the needle, into the glue, and nope, I couldn't. But I'm okay with that. That seems to be, I think that'll look okay on where we're going to present it. And see where the hole went. Okay. Okay, we ended up with that. Now, this guy and this guy. Sort of the same deal again here. Have on there and put you on. And on the top. And pop you on. Okay, so a little magic bottle potion dealio. Let's see, took that one already, so a couple of scrolls, do those right quick. The window's open. Hope I didn't realize how loud that was. Close the door there, so maybe it won't be as distracting. Okay. Let's see if one of these will cooperate with us. Wanted to. Okay, scrolls. Good. Those little pieces of the wall. Step. And okay, get a picture frame. For a butterfly picture, we'll do that. That's, you guys go onto the shelves and get to make us 4 books. Okay. We're going to go a little long tonight, it looks like. Okay. Whoop. Drop on there. I'm just going to do the anchors on all of them, then come back and do the wrap. So let's tweezers out. Okay, learn from mistakes. I got overconfident there, actually. Clean this nozzle off again, maybe. That might be part of my issue. That's one little wonky on me. Okay. Theory, this will be easier now. Nope. It's already there. Oh, way too much glue. Okay, that's more like it, I think. Okay. Looks. Picture frame. I think I am going to go with B7000 for this though. Just mix things up a little bit, why not? Yeah, maybe make a little bit of a mess. Maybe. I can get to let go of me, I'll sit there and let it dry. Okay. And just let go. Okay, that's all the tiny pieces. So now comes time to mount it into our teeny tiny bookshelf. And I guess we'll build the room tomorrow. I think once I finish with this bookshelf, will be ample long enough. We could jump right into construction tomorrow. I was looking forward to getting to that point, but it just took a little bit longer than I meant to. Okay, so what's going where that green and a gray, one block and a black. Let me make sure. Oh, the big. There's no big gray ones. Need not black and actually two green ones. Oops, it's the big one. Let's do. And those two. Okay. So start off on actually. Okay. We're supposed to, in theory, we're using this as a wand stand for our wand that I've lost. What is the wand? Didn't I set it somewhere to dry? No, there it is. But I don't think I'm going to be able to. I'm making the executive decision the wand's going to be laying down. And it's supposed to lay down like right. Actually, our butterfly picture goes right there. So let's see if I can convince it to go there and live. Right side up, maybe. Bring it down so you're not floating. You've already decided you're going to live there. Nope, you're going to live a pie. You're going to float. And our wand. So it goes in front of it. So the blue bit goes there. Stay in there for it to grab onto, I hope. Yeah, and their wand actually fit in the shelf too, so that's another reason it's not going to have a stand, because theirs fit diagonally in there. I don't think mine would have. Okay, so that I stand by that executive decision. Here, that corner is our gray one standing up. It says we got room for a green one on top. Yeah, I guess that will fit. It's supposed to go. Oh, just barely though. Okay. That's supposed to be a bit of an angle there, so it's like that. And ran out of time there. That's one of the black ones is supposed to go sort of here next to it, slightly overlapping on the gray one. There. So, and then, oh, that's where these guys end up. They're blue and green, yellow crystals here. It's supposed to go on top of that one, I think. Might be a pipe green, but I'll give her a go. One of them standing up, one of them laying down, so it's in theory. So. Almost made it. Okay. Now, our little pearl. I wonder if there's enough stickum underneath there to hold you in place. Tie over the edge there. It doesn't seem like it. It'll be a little loose there. Now it's sticking to everything. So, and then the green one goes over there next to here, sort of an angle as well. And once again, in their pictures they managed to get everything to fit well within the shelf, so I'm not sure what the deal is on that. Okay. Now, 3 of our books standing up here, and oh, one of the books is supposed to go on our first piece. Okay. I like that one, so I'm going to put it on. And that's why we got 3 and we made 4. And it's coming out. Like so, maybe. I was going to lean it up against the wand, but it's not. Doesn't want to lean. Okay, a little bit there. Okay. Pull over. Okay. So, 3 books down in this corner. Oops. A frame. I'll just do it by hand or whatever. Okay. Our little silver bottle. So you're going to stick to everything but except what I want you to. And looking at the clock on the wall, even cutting it short, it's going to be a long one. And looks like, which one is this? Black one box, gray one box, and a couple of pieces that I didn't pull because I didn't see them down there at the bottom. Let's see here. Screw. And red crystal bead. Okay. Red crystal bead goes next to our little silver bottle dealio. I don't think I'm going to have room for the screw after all this. I do. Why do we make those scrolls? We're not using those. Okay. A whole corner there. And I grab the big one. I grab one of the big one. I grab the big one next. It's not right. It's the little one. And put one on top of that one. Okay, I might have a screw over there in the very bottom corner. Brush that glue a little bit. Try and clean off the tweezer tips here. And like so. All right. Still, get you back out of the way. Did I forget? No. They make those scrolls for no apparent reason. I guess for later use. So that's one of the things that bugs me about these kits. Like, you make the stuff up assuming you're going to use it, and then you just have to keep track of stuff that size. I'll stick you in my box of tiny pieces. And like I say, we'll jump in and actually build the room that most of this stuff goes in tomorrow. But closing in on that hour mark, or actually past the hour mark now, haven't we? There's our bookshelf. It's turning out really nice. I think I'm really fairly surprised how well this one's going together. I guess I have actually learned a little bit over the years of making these things. Really digging this one. I think I'm still looking forward to seeing the final product. But that's where I'm going to call it tonight. Thanks for watching, everybody. Like, subscribe, comment, complain, share. Do whatever you want to with all of that. Be good to one another. Stay safe. And click on a link. There's my channel up there if you'd like to subscribe. There's my other channel where I do experiments a couple of times a month. This is what YouTube thinks you should be watching, and that is the playlist for this build. I'll see you tomorrow.